And the microphone is on. Hopefully everyone can hear me. And glad to have you all on board today. It is a lovely Saturday, October the 8th, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, where we're at about 20 degrees Celsius. The sun is shining, the skies are relatively clear, and that's about it. I can hear you, Dr. Fox. Awesome. And thank you, Hermione, and glad you found those emojis. And Sharon Stewart says, I can hear you, Dr. Fox. Awesome. Glad that I'm there and everyone can hear me today. So, pretty cool. Very quiet day, though, since, of course, yesterday we ended our stream, and it's a shorter period between stream times here, but it is what it is. Hi, dog. Oops, I wasn't live. Well, I hope you're live now, Colin, and that's all good. And the squirrel needs more food. Huh? Oh, he came and got the second cookie. I told the squirrel to come and get some water. He ate the second cookie. He's still got a couple of walnuts in there that he can go for. So that's all right. I'll fill it back up later. He's been busy and hungry. I think he's already got 3 walnut halves and basically 2 halves of the cookie. So that little guy's gonna, I don't know, he must be stacking it away somewhere, because there's no way he can eat all that quickly. And that's what happens when I call him. And I did call him and he came and ate. So that's pretty awesome. Anyway, welcome everyone. Glad to have you all on board here. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. And glad to have you all here. I'm going to start off by saying hi to the moderators. Not sure who's in yet. Haven't seen any of them, but that's all right. We don't have that many people here anyway, and we're all good with that. So not a worry, but welcome to Arizona Snowman, Piggy, C&D Boy, 24/7 Live AZ Skies, and possibly Lucas Snow and Joseph Fields. So hopefully they are in the background there somewhere and doing their thing. Of course, with minimal amount of people here, we really don't need that many moderators in the channel filling up the screens and so on. So all good, but wonderful moderators nonetheless, and we do appreciate all of them. They do a fantastic job. When things are busy, they're there, and I do really want to say thank you to all of them for the wonderful job they do and the help. And it really does mean a lot to me. So thank you, moderators. And anyway, welcome to everyone in here. And of course, trying to see who was first. And well, I know who was first. There we go. Getting it typed in here, and of course first person in today was Kevin Williams, and I'm not quite sure how he managed to get in. He got in before I even turned the broadcast software on. I did set everything up in the YouTube streaming channel, and then had that going, but he made it in there beforehand, and I was kind of shocked. Spies, maybe. Spies. I don't know what it is. But he did get in first, so Kevin Williams does get the cookies. And let's say hi to everyone else that is in here, since there aren't that many. We'll start with saying, hey, hi to, Kevin Williams is a hacker. Hi to Lizoid. And Sharon Stewart, of course. And Mars 2028. Kate is here. Welcome back, Kate. Anna Wallner also here. Welcome, Anna. Kevin Haynes also here. Dave Kruk made it in. Hermione Schaefer is here, going up some more. Sharon Stewart, I see. Welcome. BMAT, William, back again. Wonderful. And let's see, who else we got? King Colin Deadman. Hi, Doc. Oops, wasn't live. Well, you should be live, we hope. And let's see, who else popped in here? I know there was a couple people in and out. I know Sue Hayes is here. Well, kind of, she's driving right now, so we'll let her drive. Apparently, she dropped her daughter at the airport. And of course, I asked if she got dropped hard or softly or whatever. But anyway, she said she bounced her into the airport. So awesome. Anyway, Layla also here in the channel. Welcome, Layla. Lizoid, welcome. Glad to have you on board. Going up some more here, looking for other wonderful names. And let's see, who else we got? We got BMAT already. Going up some more here. Henry Nelson. Good to have you on board, Henry. And looking for more to see who else is in here. A lot of chat going on. Don Arnold from The Rock. Welcome, Don. Glad to have you on board. And let's see, anyone else that I missed? I'm just sliding up here looking for more names. Mark the Shark, aloha. Welcome back. And I think we got King Colin Deadman. Yeah, we did get that King guy already. And I think that's it. That is completely it. I'm right at the top, so I don't see anyone else. Hey, Nick Addison is also here, and wow, Grandma B throws in a $2 super chat to start things off. Thank you very much, Grandma B, and really I do appreciate that wonderful support. That is awesome. And let's see, who else we got? Just checking. Alba Girl, welcome. And I see 4FX saying, hey, welcome. Glad to have you on. And looking at up the thing a little bit, of course, we got Grandma B here, as well as Kananaska's Country. Welcome. And I think that's it for right now as far as the names. Oh, Dave Kruk, did I mention him? I did now. He's in there as well. So thanks. And thank you, BMAT, for renewing your membership there for the 9th month. Another fun month. Excellent. Julie and Judy McClelland also got in here. Alba Girl is also here. Tom Dice, welcome back. Glad to see you, Tom. And possibly Pepper there as well. And I think that's good for our hellos for right now. What we can do is get through things and start looking at stuff. Of course, we've got canned lava from August 14th showing on the screen. Wow, Sharon Stewart just gifted 10 memberships. And holy mackerel, we are seeing who is getting them, and some very good names are getting them. Sue Hayes and Echo the Bot and Derek Shave and Juicernot. I'm not sure about Juicernot. I haven't seen him too often. Gabby Oswell got it, and that is awesome. Hermione says hi to Fort X and Alba Girl. Okay, that is pretty nice of you there, Sharon Stewart, and that is good. I got to write that down. Sharon Stewart gifted 10. That is awesome. Nice to see those going to some of the wonderful people here, and that is really nice of you. Appreciate that, Sharon, and I'm sure they appreciate it as well. And I know Sue was saying her last day was yesterday, and I think this will really help her out and she'll have another month there. So pretty awesome. She'll get home. She might not even know about it right now if she's driving, and she better not be paying attention to the stream while she's driving. Arliss Scott, wow. Welcome, Arliss. And Anna walnuts for the squirrel and food for the bunnies. Thanks for all, Dr. Fox. Wow, Anna, thank you very much. That is very kind of you. Anna Wallner, just writing that down. And I will definitely make sure we get more walnuts for the squirrel and bunny food in there. And that is awesome. Thank you very kindly, Anna. Do appreciate that. That's very, very kind of you. And let's get at things. So we want to take a look and see what things are like. I gotta get my screens in the right order. I had to reboot this morning, unfortunately, and that kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop. Everything's in different locations again, so it makes my life a little bit more difficult, but we'll work through it. And we'll take a couple of these things off the screen, and I will get rid of this guy, turn him on. There is what it looks like in Iceland right now. And earlier, we were seeing, that is the city of Reykjavik, by the way. Earlier, a little bit earlier, is what it was looking like. You can see the rain clouds off in the distance, and definitely not that great of a day in Iceland. I think the rain showers, even if we go back about 6 hours ago, you can see there's more showers there off in the distance, and that's kind of dismal, but hey, it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. Earlier in the day, though, it was a little bit better, and that was what they were seeing at the, I guess that would be, oh, where's the time on that one? Hard to tell. That's about 2 p.m. Their time, so it wasn't too bad there in the earlier hours of the day. Not a great weather here in Scotland either. Okay, well, glad that you're sharing it with everyone else, Albert Girl. And yeah, we did see yesterday that there was a bunch of heavy rains and stuff coming up into there. So that was not so welcome, I guess. Welcome, Arizona Snowman. Glad to have you all on board. And partly cloudy with 30 degrees Celsius or 86 Fahrenheit. That's all right. Makes for a nice day. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the other locations here. And of course, this was the different view from the aluminum smelting plant. And then behind it, if we go back, I'm going to go back a whole bunch here, 9.5 hours. There you can see Kalir. You can see how hazy it is. And in the background, you can see where Ragnar is. And of course, our Siggy Fisher would be down just at the edge of this hill here, down on the bottom somewhere, and in that little valley area. So pretty cool to see that view, but we're really not seeing that very well because of the haze and everything else that's in there. Taking a look at the other shots here, again, depending on what time we looked at it, we had not bad weather. That one, of course, you couldn't see anything, so we'll I'd go back a bunch of hours, and it is a nice looking shot. Kalir is, no, Katla, sorry. Katla is underneath here, under these clouds. I'm going to see if we can go back a little bit more and actually see it. Yeah, about 11 hours and 15 minutes ago, you can see the edge of the ice fields right there. And that is a pretty awesome shot. Gives you a pretty good idea of where the ice fields are anyway. And Katla would be hiding underneath that somewhere. So that is what we've got there on that guy. And the other camera, I don't know if we're going to see much on it. It's probably, yeah, really, really hazy. So this one is all right. But of course, it is nighttime. And nighttime, this is what it looks like. All you see is a few lights. If we go back to our wonderful city view of Reykjavik, there is your nighttime shot of that, and lets you know what it's like. Unfortunately, we didn't hear of any volcanoes popping. Let's have a look at our harmonic tremor chart. Going to refresh that real quick if I can find it. There we go. And that's the only one like it, so it sticks out pretty easy. There we go, and you can see what's been happening since yesterday. We did have that uptick, and then all of a sudden it dropped back down. And then it started going back up, and then back down. So you choose, is it going up or is it going down? Anyway, that is what we are seeing, and it's interesting to see that go up and down like that, but kind of still wonder what causes it to change intensity in that manner. There's got to be something at work down there. Hey, Yvonne Kunkel. Wow, stranger. Good to see you, Yvonne. Oh, my squirrel is yelling at me. He's saying put more cookies and more nuts out. Oh, I hear him. He is really complaining. I just looked and he took the last of the nuts. I'm gonna have to go refill the cookies and the nuts. He's letting me know that he's upset. Oh boy, what do we do with a squirrel that's upset, you guys? Anyway, I'll have to go feed him right away here. Anyway, that is our harmonic tremor chart. Let's go down and take a look at the one in what do we call it here? Grimsey. And there's the Grimsey chart. We did see it take a dip as well, and it was on the way back up. And hopefully it will continue to go up here and give us something interesting on that area. And let's go, I wanted to go to Grindavik, and there it is. So we've had that fairly heavy activity there in Grindavik, and it looks like it's starting to get a lot less now. And I'm kind of wondering what was causing that to begin with, but it does look like it's subsiding somewhat. So very, very interesting to see. Hey, Duchess of Elements is here, welcome, and also Trevor and T Donkey. Welcome, Trevor. Glad to have you on board, and good to see you. And let's pop over. Actually, let me scroll this back up to the other spot here, Fragile Fjall, and we'll leave it there for a second. Let's see, I got 10-second delay on my end tonight. I can't do anything about it, Doc. Well, a 10-second delay, I'm not sure how you get a 10-second delay. There is a certain amount of delay from by the time I say it and by the time you guys see it. And that should be what we refer to as low latency, approximately 8 minutes. So we'll see what we can do. But I don't want to sound weird here, but can you guys give me a minute? I want to go. I'm going to actually put this back on our wonderful lava flow here just for a second. I'm going to go put some more nuts out for that squirrel. Actually, we'll leave it here for a minute. You guys can watch that alien beacon just for a few minutes. I'm going to go feed that darn squirrel again before he starts screaming again. I heard him again. So I can't do live buffers. Well, I'm doing perfect as far as everything. So it'll be good. Anyway, I'll be right back, you guys. Don't go away. I'm leaving the mic on. All right, I'm coming back. I had to do that, you guys. I hate to see an animal starve. Um, anyway, sorry. It's just that way. That's the way I am. Have to look after the critters. And I heard him in the tree. I don't know what he was saying, but I heard him. Anyway, does look like it's starting to rain there. As the beacon light goes by, we are seeing some rain, and that is pretty cool. And anyway, let's go over and have a look at our earthquakes in Iceland. We do see a few there. Yeah, I think it's wet in Reykjavik. I do believe so. It looks like it is raining. And let's get on to the earthquakes. First thing I noticed, we're down to 70 for today, last 24 hours. And that's not bad. A little lower than what we were getting before, but hey, we don't mind that. Quick look up here in the Grimsey area, and of course we see this little cluster. Let's grab a few of the most recent ones here. Magnitude 1.24 from 10.4 kilometers down, 1403 for that guy. 1.5, 9.3 kilometers down from 1820. Let's take a look at some of these older ones. 1.18, 8.6 kilometers down, 2:51 a.m. 1.9 and 1.19, 9.2 kilometers down from 2059. So just as a sample, those look like they are fairly deep. I'm not going to worry about them so much. And then it looks like we almost have two different groups here, and I just want to see what the depths are on these guys. 1.3 in magnitude from 1643, and this one was 5.3 kilometers down. Then we got 1.52, 10 kilometers down, 1243, and a 1.6, 10 kilometers down as well, 1147. And then let's grab this older one here. That one is from yesterday, from 2147, 2.13 in magnitude, 13.1 kilometers down. And then they get stacked up, so we're going to zoom in a little bit more. This 1.22, 10 kilometers down from 1505. This newer one here, 1616 was the time on it, and it was 1:48, and that was at 10 kilometers down as well. Looking at some of these other ones, this one 10 kilometers down as well from 16 a.m., and it was a 1.13. Then we have another one over here, 10.5 kilometers down. Boy, they're all 10.005. That's weird that they are all at that same depth. Either somebody's got the depths wrong, or we are seeing something happen right in a little plate or shelf, if you will, down underneath there. What about this guy? No, this is a little odd. 5.9 kilometers down for that one, and it is from yesterday as well. 2143, 1.3 in magnitude. A smaller one over here, 0.69, and again 10.005 kilometers down from 7:22 a.m. I wonder if the sensors are broken. Same with this guy. There's got to be something wrong with their sensors. We can't have them all at 10.005 down. That is weird. This 1.26 from 902 is displaying the same thing. Here's another one, 1.15 from 2316 yesterday. I'm sorry, something wrong. Oh, this one's a little bit deeper. It's 10.25 kilometers down. 1.23 kilometer, in magnitude, 1.23, and of course a time 5:22 on him. And we'll check this one, magnitude 1.27, again 10.005 kilometers down from 1433. Very, very odd. Sliding over a little bit closer to Astja. There it is there. We do have this guy, 0.49, 6.7 kilometers down, 5:15 a.m. for that guy. And we see a few out here by the other areas around. There's Astja there, and we normally get some around this older volcano here, so I'm not sure what the name of it is. Anyway, 0.69, 4.8 4.7 kilometers down roughly. 22:05 was the time on that one. This one is from actually that was yesterday. This one is also yesterday's 22:05, 0.45, 6.4 kilometers down. We see this stray. Here's another one, same depth, 10.005. Something wrong with their system. 48 minutes after midnight, and then, like I say, is a 0.59. Let's have a look and see what we have here, real close to Astja. And of course, this is a 0.41, 7.11 kilometers down, 3:27 in the morning. And then we have this one from yesterday, 20:51 was the time, a 0.45, 3.8 kilometers down. Then this guy, 0.43, 4.7 kilometers down. Trying to say everything all at the same time just doesn't work. 10:40 a.m. And then we have this 0.73 magnitude of, and it's 3 kilometers down, 2:56 a.m. today. So that's kind of what we're seeing in that area. Then we slide down a little bit more. We don't see anything over at Bardabunga, but over here at Grimsvatn area, we do see a few little shakers, and these are very close to the surface. So we have this 0.66 from yesterday at 20:49, and it was Yvonne is leaving already. Good night, Yvonne. 5 hours of sleep left. Good night, Yvonne. Get some sleep and rest well. Have lovely dreams, okay? And we'll see you. Take care. Anyway, 2049 for this guy, magnitude 0.66, 135 meters down. Then we have from yesterday, 21:01 was the time, magnitude 0.68 and 3.58 kilometers down. And another one from yesterday, 20:38, 1.45, 3.5 kilometers down on that guy. Fresher one here from 3:23 a.m., 0.7, 8.9 kilometers down. And then we've got a 1.09, 8.8 kilometers down from today at 13:10. And that's what it's in the Grimsvatn area. So pretty cool. Over here near Katla, we have 0.3 from 1634, and that is 2.3 kilometers down. And we have also this 1.4 magnitude and 13.4 kilometers down from today at 18:20. And then moving up a little bit, Hekla is here, so not sure how to pronounce that one. Tarfal, yeah, called Tarfal. Never mind, that ain't gonna work. Anyway, we see this one here, magnitude 1.1 kilometers down, and 16:26 is the time on it. Small one here, 0.24, 3.9 kilometers down, 21:10 yesterday. That had a 0.9 right beside it. That's only 381 meters down, and that was 22:05, just about 22:06 yesterday. Very interesting that is a lot more shallow. We do have 3 here. Let's have a look. 7 kilometers down for this magnitude 1.63 from 4:38 this morning. Then we have a 0.96, 4.8 kilometers down from 4:40, and then we have one from yesterday, a 0.1, very small, 5 kilometers down, and it came in at 21:37 from yesterday, sliding over a little bit more. I think we've got most of those guys. Not going to worry about the other small ones there. More interested in what's out here in our Reykjanes Peninsula. And of course, there's the city of Reykjavik right there. And that is what we were looking at on the screen. There's your Keflavik International Airport. And of course, there's Keflavik, Reykjanesbær, Jarðvík. And if we slide over and down the highway here a little bit, we get to the Blue Lagoon. And that is what we're seeing there. And beside it, the power plant and a hotel right there. And if we keep going down the highway, we see the town of Grindavik. So thank you for the 3-minute warning. Anyway, quickly going over these, really nothing major. We see 0.6, and that is 9.3 kilometers down from 2:33 this morning. That's over by the Sulphur Hills, and then getting right next to, no, this is Krisavik here, right next to the lake though. And hey, Gura, thank you for that wonderful a little super chat for, I'm going to write that down, Gura, and that is awesome. 27 Swedish kroners. Got it. Thank you very kindly for that. Anyway, 2200 was the time on this, 1.34, 6.2 kilometers down. And then we also see this one, 0.6. It's getting a little closer to Krisavik. 2.75 kilometers down from 15:20. And the one that's really close there to Krisavik is this one. Or hang on, that's not Krisavik, that's Krisavik, and that is really close to Ragnar. That's just about right on our Fisher. That was my bad. I had myself displaced here. So 10.69, or just about 10.7 kilometers down though from 1:36 in the morning, 0.58, and that is just about under Siggy's Fisher. So that kind of makes you wonder. This was the other one, the 0.6, 2.75 kilometers down from 15:20, and there's Kaleer up here, and that's our Fisher there. This is the area where things usually come up fairly high, as far as the depth isn't as great as the other places. So good to see the two there though, and that might be what we were seeing with some of the upticks and downticks changing in there. This one very close to Grindavik, 1.25, 5.8 kilometers down from yesterday at 22:43, and then a 0.34, and that is just about at the surface, 135 meters down, 7:05 a.m. for that guy. Now, I wouldn't get too worried because there's no other ones around in the area, and if it's quiet, I don't think it's going to matter much to have one little quake close to the surface. This one here, 1.23 at 10.005 kilometers down, 11:08 a.m. And here's one from 11:19, 0.85. And again, 10.005 kilometers down, something wrong with that. Oh, there's another one, same depth, 1.8, and 9:23 is the time on that one. So that kind of takes care of what we're seeing in our wonderful Iceland as far as earthquakes are concerned. I know I didn't touch on these, but they're really not that big. 1.82, 3.8 kilometers down, 8:58 in this morning. So that gives you a little bit of an idea anyway. Okay, on that friendly note, I'm going to put you back over here on our canned lava, actually. Although we do see the beacon light there going around, and it is definitely showing that it is raining there. So that's what they're seeing in Reykjavik right now. Anyway, there's the canned lava. We'll turn that back on, turn the little date back on. This is from the 14th of August. And on that note, I'm your host, DrFox2000. Please, if you haven't already hit that like button, help us out and hit it, and that would be greatly appreciated and awesome. Also, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, sitting off on the sidelines, the people in here are wonderful. So if you want to chat, you are more than welcome to, and there are some very smart people in here. If you have questions, they can certainly help you out. And of course, if you have a question for me, make sure that you put at DrFox2000 in front of it, or just DrFox2000, all one word, just the way it is, and in the chat, and that way it turns red for me and I can actually see the question. Gura says, at Dr. Fox, eruption soon on a new volcano? I don't know. I'm keeping fingers crossed, Gura. Keeping fingers crossed. All right, I'll leave that on and turn on some music. Gonna go for a break. Don't go away, and we'll be back with a lot more. And we'll see you shortly. Thank you. That was Sharon Stewart, Sue. Sharon did it, and you got nailed. So awesome, and thanks to Sharon Stewart. All right, I'll be back, you guys. Don't go away. And the microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I see a few more people popped in. Alba Girl is here. Kate, of course, is here. Let's see. We also have. Adele was here or is here on vacation or something, heading back out, I think. And Mars 2028 also here. Thank you for the welcome backs from all of you, from Holy Mackerel, from Sue and Hermie and Kevin Haynes and Trevor T. Donkey. Welcome back, Dr. Foxy. Your nuts are very nutritional on the squirrel's dinner table. And believe it or not, the nuts that I had put out there for him, he had gotten all of those already. And during the break, he's back. He's back for more. He's got another one, and off he goes. I filled up, I think I put another 8 walnuts out there, or 8 halves, and he's been back. There's one left now. He's doing a wonderful job. Anyway, thank you everyone for the welcome backs, and that is pretty good. Yes, Squirrely, you'll get more after the stream. I'm not going to go out there again. Boy, he's at the window. I can hear him. Oh, that is all too cool. He must be stocking up. He's got well over a week's worth of food in the last 2 hours, I guess. So he's stocking up somewhere. That's for sure. He's not eating them. He's taking them. So hopefully he'll be okay with it. Anyway, let's get back to what we're doing. I want to turn that wonderful lava off, or we'll pause it for now. And all right, why is that doing what it's doing? There we go. We need to go to media. Why is it not? It's showing the other one. I clicked on the wrong one. There we go. Got it paused. All right. So let's go elsewhere and take a look at other places that we've got going on. I should actually do play-by-play on the squirrel. Kind of interesting action today with him. Really quite funny to see that he's back so many times. Anyway, let's go over and have a look at Sicily and see what Mount Etna is doing. And of course it is 22:48 the time there in Sicily, so it's already dark, and just about 11 p.m. That's kind of what we see. But if we go back during the course of the day here, we see a lot of that cloud and stuff that they've had, and that cloud continues. And this was from just I guess about 12 minutes before 7 p.m. their time. That's what we were looking at, kind of a dismal day there. I didn't get a chance to load up. I did make a short video. Didn't get a chance to load it yet, so bear with me. We'll load it right now, and we'll see what we can do to show you what it looked like earlier this morning there. October 8th, there we go, and see if we can slide that guy up. Oh, come on, computer. There we go, and make it a full screen. There. All right, so this is the time lapse from earlier today, and that was actually pretty good. Looks like a train steam exhaust shooting off up there, so that is what we're seeing from this morning. Now you got to remember, this is running at much higher speeds than what it was actually doing, and that is what we see happening this morning. And of course this morning was beautiful clear skies there in Sicily. It wasn't until just later in the afternoon when it got cloudy and kind of not so nice. But hey, it is what it is, and it is looking pretty awesome. And okay, well, yeah, we'll let that run here. It's I think I did just over 2 hours worth, and we got another 40 seconds or so on that, and that'll take it up to about 11:30, I believe. Uh, but you can see it was getting more intense or more noticeable the further time went on. So I don't know if that's because of it heating up or producing more gases, or if it's just the way the sun is hitting it, showing it more intently. But that is what we had going on earlier today at Mount Etna. I have not had a chance to take a look and see if the seismic energy or anything is going up, but that was kind of it. So 6:55 onward is what we've seen there, and it doesn't look too bad, you guys. And let's see if we can take a look. Somebody mentioned Stromboli, and we will see if we can get to Stromboli in a second. Let me just go click on the other one. I just clicked on Iceland. I'll let it switch over there, and then we'll see if we can get back to Stromboli here. And I'm gonna have to refresh that and get onto the other screen, and we can have a look at Stromboli. I need to pause that. There we go. All right. And here's a quick look at what it looks like at Stromboli. Once the computer catches up and switches, there we go. And of course, it is not daytime there, it is nighttime. And the very bright light that you see coming from up on the top here is the moon. And it is very close to a full moon, so that is what we've got going on. And that is Stromboli. The thing, you can still see the hot lava flow path down the hill. I'm not sure when that happened, but we do see on the thermal here that we have some activity right now. Very small bit of activity, but we do have some activity there. And of course, on the other camera, you can see that wonderful pluming, and that activity would be right about there. So it is fairly bright looking, and it gets a little bit brighter once in a while. So hopefully it is continuing to do what it does, and we do like that. Okay, leaving that one alone, let's move over to the Azores, and we will have a quick look. We are on the island of São Jorge, and that is, of course, just across from Pico Island, which is there. You can see the lights, and I got to get myself on the right screen here. There we go. And that is not bad looking, but just to show you what it was looking like. And again, something went weird here. It's redone everything on me. Oh, I know, I had to capture everything. Oh boy. Let's see if we can get these copy, remove, paste, just so I can show that. Nope, that's not the one I want to turn on. Copy, remove, paste. There we go, got it. That's what it looks like during the day, approximately. That's the wrong picture, but that'll work for now. You can see there's Pico Island on the other side, and of course the harbor down on the bottom, just at sunset, just to give you an idea what it looks like. And of course that is what the nighttime shot is, and of course it's pardon me, just about 9 p.m. there, and it is getting pretty dark already, and I got a cough again. Hang on, you guys. There we go. Okay, use some Pepsi to help soothe that throat. And let's see, next picture, of course, is the little cove that we normally look at. And of course, it being a moonlit night, it lights up a little bit better. You can see the amount of white water down there, and that is quite interesting. Looks like low tide, but a lot of white water happening. And we won't need to show what it looks like during the day. That's all right. And going over to see what we've got for quakes, and we are showing 3 quakes for today. We'll make that a little bit bigger. There we go. And anyway, there we go. 1.7, and that was 15 minutes after midnight their time. And then the next one is a 1.8 from 3:30 a.m. And the last one is a 1.7 from 1920. And that is what we're seeing on this map. Those are all on St. George. We'll take a look at the other map and see if there are other quakes. And of course, I have to refresh that one just to make sure that we are getting the latest. And it'll refresh shortly here. It's taking its time, of course. Oh, come on. Refresh. There we go. And we'll make that a little bit bigger so we can see if there's anything else happening. And we are not seeing anything else. Nothing down on this end as far as we can see. And nope, nothing over here right at the tip of Portugal. And that is actually how that a fissure goes through there, or the split between the 2 plates. That's the Eurasian plate and the African plate, and that's where it cuts through the islands. And Terceira is right in here, and of course this is St. George, and we'll zoom in on it and see they are showing 3 quakes. 21 hours ago 1.7, 1 hour and 36 minutes ago 1.7, and then 2.0 17 hours ago. So they've got an extra one on the list that we didn't see on the other one. And that 2.0 happens to be 9 kilometers down. Quite interesting. And I looked away and I looked back, and the squirrel has cleaned house again. He's taken the second cookie and the last walnut. So no food for the squirrel now. I'm sure I'll be hearing that complaint right soon when he gets back from stashing those. Oh boy. I hope he realizes shortbread cookies have to be left dry no matter what. Otherwise they get really, really soggy. Back from Sweden live stream. Awesome, Gura. And anyway, that is our stuff for the Azores for today. Let's pop over to Popocatépetl. And of course, there's our wonderful, famous gray color. And we refer to that as a volcano gray. And if we go back, though, a little bit, not too far back, hour and about 49 or 50 minutes ago, we seen this shot, which wasn't too bad, but then we had a little bit of an eruption happening, and there's the start of it. You can see it right there, 14:10 their local time in our wonderful Mexico. And of course, Popocatépetl is about 70 kilometers south of Mexico City, and that is what we're seeing there. So I'm advancing it 5 seconds at a time just to show you that it is indeed doing its thing, and that is what we've seen. And again, I want to remark there is no snow on Popocatépetl right now, and that is all good. So anyway, I hear somebody talking about Poppet, and I have to watch what I say. I'm going to do this real quick. Mere seconds. I backed up to 5:43 a.m. or 5:34, and we do see a few little things pluming out there. One once in a while. Excuse me there. And some alien figures, if you will. Anyway, it looks pretty cool, but we did not see the golden sunrise, and that is unfortunate. Anyway, I'm going to put that one back on live. We'll get back to it after the break. We'll pop you back over to our wonderful canned lava from August 14th of Siggy Fisher. And I think I'm going to go put some more walnuts out for the wonderful squirrel. And on that friendly note, we will have bacon seeds after we come back from the break. And then we will get going on everything else. Gets buckets out. There you go, Arizona Snowman. Awesome, you guys. Keep smiling. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And I will be back in about 5 minutes. Don't go away. Thank you. And there we go. The microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you all on board today. And who's back? The squirrel? Oh, me. Welcome back, and glad to have you guys on board. Thanks, Lizoid and Alba Girl and Kevin Haynes and Mars 2028. And Dr. Donuts and Giver Too Hungry Squirrel. Yeah, Dr. Nuts. Oh boy. Thank you, Sue and Kate as well. Glad to be back here. So all awesome. Waiting for the squirrel to come back. I refilled everything again. He cleaned house, and he must be stocking up for winter. I think he knows that winter is coming, so smart squirrel, a really smart squirrel. Just don't know where he's living. I did hear him while I was out on the balcony. I could hear him, and he said, made that shrilling noise that they always make, that little chirping thing, and he definitely was letting me know that he's seeing me wherever he was, possibly saying thank you. And thank you for the I can hear you, Sharon Stewart says. So awesome. Anyway, let's get at our other volcanoes. We did want to take a look at other things other than what we're watching here with this canned lava. I'm going to pause it. Oh, I got it right up while I was splashing up fairly high. Pretty awesome. I hope that squirrel doesn't get into your house and into the apartment here. If he gets in, I'll make him a little house or a nest. Sandra Rockland is saying, "Feed me." That's what the squirrel is saying. Okay, got it. Anyway, let's go back over to where was I? We were looking at Popocatépetl, but let's see if we can take a look at a couple of the other ones that are over there in that area, of course, and Central America. And here's Fuego, and of course Fuego is showing us some volcano gray color as well. Hang on, I seen it in here somewhere. Yep, a little view of Fuego, and not by much. Let's see, yeah, poking out of the clouds. Unfortunately, it's not very visible this fine day, and that is about as good as it's going to get, you guys. So very, very poor visibility, and we know there's a lot of storm activity in Central America right now. Hence the reason for us not being able to see what's going on there. And I can understand that. Mother Nature. Anyway, let's see what we've got at the other ones. I'm going to put that one back on live. That way, if it does show up, I'll be able to tell. And there is Momotombo, and that is from about 4 or 5 minutes ago. That's not a bad picture. Oh, just updated. And we can see what it is, and I can hear the squirrel. He's out in the tree. I don't know what he's saying, but he's out there. Anyway, that is Momotombo. Hey, Piggy is here. Welcome, Piggy. Glad to have you on board. And I see Kate already got you a cart and some crayons. That is wonderful. Still the same old picture of our Messiah, unfortunately, and there, of course, is the whole list of different volcanoes that they have on that site. Unfortunately, not showing us all new ones, and that is a little disappointing. But hey, for those people who are interested in that, I did post that yesterday. Here's the link to it. And if you like that, you can certainly go there and have a look and see what's cooking. Actually, the one of Cristobal at the top here is kind of interesting. If we click on that, we can see it a little bit better. So that is from, oh, what time is it? That's actually from 1512 was the time on that shot. And you can see crystal ball definitely off-gassing or steaming some pretty good there. And they're definitely a nice looking volcano if we ever seen one like that. So pretty awesome. Anyway, gonna put it back on Popocatépetl. We'll move on to our next one, and story of our life. There's some more volcano gray, and of course that is Merapi. And typically Merapi has not been making us very happy. Well, Merapi has, but actually it's the weather there that's kind of being the hindrance. And there it is out of the weather a little bit. Of course, having the full moon in the region does definitely help. 2:18 a.m., fairly light as far as the color is concerned. And that is not bad, but we don't see any lava coming out or spewing down the hill. If we back up a little bit more, we did have various times of different cloud patterns and stuff in there. And that is from 2141 yesterday their time. And again, clouds, lava, no lava. And we see what's going on up top here. A little bit of that smoke coming out, and it's hard to tell when you have those other clouds in there, whether this is something from the volcano or whether it is actual cloud zipping by. So that's kind of what we see there. Going back a little bit further, we do see more stuff there, and that's kind of, again, the same thing. Hard to tell what's going on. While we're here on this one, let's pop over to our Ruapehu. And Ruapehu right now is visible, although they've got some very large clouds above, but we can see the volcano off in the distance here. Looks like that snow is remelting, and we see a lot less over on this side, and we're starting to see more of the black showing through again. So that snow line was way low and definitely melting. So it is getting a little bit warmer there again, which is probably good for those fine folks living there in New Zealand. And let's pop back over. We'll take another look at our next one, which will be Semeru, and we'll see if we can get to that screen, and hopefully we can. Where is it? There it is. And of course, yeah, yeah, another one of those. Gotta love Semeru, and there it is. So that's actually not bad right there. That is at 224, and we'll get that a little bit bigger. You do see it throwing out some lava up in the top, but not a heck of a lot. We don't see anything coming down the hill, but for 2:24 a.m., that's actually a pretty good shot. And again, it was because of the moon being out there. And if we go back a little bit further, we do have other places where it actually gave out a little bit more. This was one of them, 30 minutes after midnight. And you've seen that lightning in there. And of course you can see it erupting, and a little bit of ash coming out as well. So pretty awesome to see that. And we do like it, and that is cool. Hopefully it'll throw out some lava that we can see when it's not cloudy, right? And that would be really, really nice. But you know, we can't be choosy when we get to it. Earlier, of course, it was raining there and things like that. If we back up a little bit more, yeah, lightning and rain happening, and Yep, that's kind of the story, and not much we can do about it. Let's take a look at the other one, and of course that is our Krakatoa, and those ones I didn't redo the screen. I had to reboot earlier, so I don't have that really a nice looking close-up shot, and we'll see. That's what it normally looks like when you're looking at it. And what I'll do is I'll see if I can do a quick capture on the other portion here, and make it a little bit bigger to see a Krakatoa for us. And right about there. That'll work, I think. And we'll make that full screen. There we go, or almost full screen. And that should help a little bit in being able to view that. I know it's a little bit fuzzy. We'll see if we can clear that up just a tad. And that's a little too much. How about there? Yeah, that looks a little bit better. So that is what we're seeing. And of course the primary caldera is from here to about here. And we can definitely see that off-gassing. And we can see the long distance shot here, where we have a little bit of brightening happening in that area, and does tell us that there is active lava in there. And of course it's hard to tell if that is steam going up or rain clouds coming down. It looks like it's raining right here, and it looks like it's going up here from the caldera. So yep, kind of an awesome shot in that sense. Didn't see anything. What? We didn't forget something, Piggy? Piggy, or did I miss them feeding the dogs? Chomp, chomp, chomp. Okay. Something. All right, I missed something in the chat, but don't worry about that. What? Don't mention nuts and lava in the same sentence. You'll get your nuts roasted, Dr. Fox. I don't want roasted. Never mind. I'm keeping out of that. Okay, stop it. Okay. No, Piggy. Oh my God, I missed them. I got going on this, and we need to do the seeds, the whole thing. That is my bad. I got sidetracked. You know what it was? It was that squirrel did it. The squirrel. And there we go. We're looking at bacon seeds. You guys, that's my my problem. The squirrel sidetracked me, and I'm sticking to that story. Here's our first bacon seed for today. And of course, there we got seeds noodle. Yeah, I am a noodle today. Thank you, Piggy. And that is pretty good. Anyway, I love that first one, in a box of pumpkins. And I bet you he's going, food. I like it. So, oh sure, blame the squirrel. Of course I'm going to blame the squirrel. You don't think it was me, would you? Squirrel moments. Yep, I went right out the window. Oh, hang on, right out the balcony door. And all good. Okay, next bacon seeds. And this is the pumpkin quartet. And they are doing their thing. Anyway, we like it. I like that guy on the end starting out. And, oh, a squirrel's talking to me again. I gotta watch out for that squirrel. I'm gonna forget what I'm doing. Next bacon seed. And there we go. That is one of the ones. That was the one on the left-hand side. Let's just double check that. Yep. You see that mark on his nose. Definitely the one on the left-hand side. Off on his own in that shot. Pretty cool. Next bacon seed is this guy. Now, this brown one with the racing stripes, he's being bad. Take a look at that pumpkin. Okay, you see the pumpkin is crying. And why is the pumpkin crying? Well, take a look at what's in that brown racing stripe pig's mouth. It's the ear. The other ear's missing, and he must have bit the pumpkin's ear right off. And no wonder the pumpkin is looking sad. But that's what we get for having a pumpkin with pigs. So that's all. And anyway, next one, and we'll get to that. This looks like another fall scene. And so I'm a pig, spelled P-I-G, not ham, not bacon, not pork, just P-I-G, pig. All right, little pig, I'll believe you. Thousands of others won't, but you look like a bacon seed to us. Last bacon seed for today is this guy. And of course, that's a one that is coming out of another pumpkin. Gotta love it, you guys. Pretty cool looking. And since we had the fun things yesterday that went over so well, we'll do a few more since Piggy has sent them. And thank you very much, Piggy. Do appreciate that. So here's our next fun picture for today. And of course, this is not a bacon seed. This is a pumpkin. And that is a very nice carving of a cat. I like it. So pretty awesome. And let's see what we've got for the next one. And welcome, Big Toe. And John Raper's also here. Juliet made it in. Good to see you. And of course, let's get the next one on here. And that is another little cat sitting inside. Not sure. It looks like sitting on something on the moon. And that is pretty cool. Carved in a pumpkin, of course. Pretty awesome. And next one is this one here. And a cat. And of course, looking at the other one, I'm not sure. That looks pretty scary. Some kind of ghoul or something. But doesn't look as cute as the one on the left side. But all good and very, very neat. And let's, it's a dog. You think that's a dog? Yeah, maybe. With the floppy ears. Could be a cat and a dog. That would make sense. Very interesting. And next one that we've got is this one. Now, this is actually some real talent. And as it says there, masterpiecepumpkins.com. So, wow. That is pretty awesome looking. That is absolutely a fantastic carving. And I know that's way, way, way beyond my skill level. So definitely pretty good. And let's see, and we got another one here. And of course, here they show you the pattern. Whoop! I just clicked on something. Oh, it's still there. All right. Just looking at the pattern there. Of course, it's an African scene. Carved into a pumpkin, and that would be pretty awesome to try to carve that out. And holy mackerel, definitely something to work on and get your skill levels up. And the last one for this wonderful fun stuff, and again a big thank you to Piggy. And if you haven't done so yet, give that a thumbs up. For Piggy and for the stream, and that would be awesome. Love the thumbs up, you guys. That is pretty cool. So very, very neat to see that one. And that is it. Okay, so we were looking at volcanoes once upon a time. Let's take a look at others. We did go look at Semeru and Krakatoa. Pretty normal looking for today. And we'll carry on and have a quick look and see if the ice cream boat is in over at Sakurajima. And let's see, and that is Sakurajima. I'm just trying to get to the right spot. There's the right screen. There you can see Sakurajima continuing to off-gas and do its thing. So it's erupting as usual. And there, yes, the one ice cream boat is in, the other one just left. So you still have a chance to get your ice cream right down there at the docks. And again, you head down the road here where it curves, and then take a right, or sorry, a left, and then when you get down there, it's on the right-hand side. Okay, that is what we got, and Albergirl's running for the ice cream. Anytime, peeps, and yeah, really do appreciate it, Piggy. You know, that is wonderful that you send those in, and thank you for allowing me to be able to load them early, and that really does help me out. So pretty cool. And anyway, you guys, it is time for a break. Otherwise, Poppet the Kraken will come and get me. And by the way, I won't tell anyone about that secret drawer underneath the passenger seat where the other cookies are hiding. And that's top secret, so Arizona Snowman can't get them. I see they took the Twinkies out of the glove box, so darn it. Anyway, I'll be back. And by the way, those squirrel cookies, those are shortbread cookies, just so you know. But they're fresh and they're good. I eat them too. Anyway, I'll be back after the break, you guys. Keep smiling, and well, I'll throw some canned lava back on here. And the music too. So if you haven't yet hit that like button, please do consider doing that. And also, if you're liking what you're seeing, by all means hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. On that note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, along with Squirrely the Squirrel somewhere in the tree, and I'll be back. Okay. All right, I'll be back. Don't go away, guys. Thanks. And the microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone, and glad to have you all on board. I am going to pause this right now, and we're going to head back over to Sakurajima in Japan. We have an eruption in progress. Thank you for the welcome backs from Kevin and Alba and Sue. And that is awesome. And we are waiting for the screen to change. Come on, screen. It will. Just give it a second or two. And there we go. This is what is happening there. So, hey, Arizona Snowman. Oink, oink. And glad to see you there. Thanks, Mars 2028. And yeah, we see the very blackish clouds coming out of Sakurajima. And it is definitely erupting. Thanks, John. And that is, yep, definitely throwing out some tephra material and pretty heavy duty at that. Seeing the color of it being as dark as it is, telling us there is a lot of ash, a lot of bits and tephra, that type of material in addition to the gases. So that's always kind of neat to see. Let's take a look at the closer up camera, and that is what we're seeing from the close-up shot. And of course it's drifting away from the camera right now, so definitely seeing more of that material come out. I did look at the close-up shot a little bit earlier there, trying to see if there was lava, but I did not see anything popping out of there. So just thought we'd share that shot with you guys really quickly. And that is pretty awesome. The ice cream boat was still there, by the way, for those who were looking. And there it is, just so you know, so you can get your ice cream and not a problem. But anyway, getting back to that, we'll definitely have to keep an eye on this guy and see what happens. And cleaning the pipes, yep, that could be what it's doing. And that would definitely be detrimental to you if you were trying to breathe in that kind of material. And of course the tephra, the thing that people have to be aware of, if it is ash from a volcano, that ash will be a superheated material that has possibly turned into glass shards, and even in, a very small micron sized scaled particles. If you're breathing those in, they go into your lungs. They will cut your lungs open from the inside, and not good for you, and it doesn't come back out, and there is really no way to get it back out. So never be downwind of a volcano like this, where that ash is heading over. And if you get near any volcano, if you see plumes of ash and gases heading towards you, make sure you get something over your face for breathing through, to even just a handkerchief or sleeve of the arm of your shirt or something will definitely help stop a lot of that material from getting into your system. And that is something you don't want. It's not going to kill you right off the bat unless it's really heavy, but you certainly don't want to be breathing that stuff for any period of time, or whether it is 5 minutes or 5 hours, and or even 5 seconds for that matter. Kevin Haynes, welcome, thanks for throwing in the 5 membership shot there. So gifted 5 memberships. Kevin, thank you very kindly. Kevin Haynes, and I'm just writing that down. Gifted 5. You're awesome, and that is pretty cool. We'll see if it pops up and shows us who is getting them, but so far I don't see any. But YouTube does its thing, and sometimes we just don't see it. And that is a quick reminder, though, also for some of those people who are here, make sure you have that feature turned on in your YouTube browser, whether you're on the phone or on a regular thing. If you check, you will be able to tell it's under monetization or memberships. If you're unsure, type in how do I activate memberships in YouTube and watch the videos. They will tell you how. And I myself, I've watched them and try to figure it out. And of course, mine's turned on, so I can't even find it going in from the studio. So that's kind of what we see there. Anyway, that was Sakurajima, and that very darkish ash pile coming out of there is what we did see, and hopefully that you guys like that one. Anyway, moving on a little bit. Of course, there is ASO, and ASO, unfortunately, yeah, that's as good as it gets right now. ASO is not showing up. It is in the clouds. ASO is typically in here, and yesterday we noticed that it was really steaming pretty heavy duty, and we'll see what happens in the future. So definitely worthy of keeping an eye on it, and hopefully that'll work. Hang on. Where there's one sneeze, there's usually two. And by the way, I think I figured it out. The reason I'm coughing and sneezing and stuff, it is pollen time here. Just before in the fall, heavy pollen falling from a lot of things and the wind blowing it around. And I think that's what's getting me here. So I'm going to have to maybe wear a mask for a little while, a day or two. We'll see. Do you have that golden crap in your area? We do have some of it coming down, Grandma B, but there's this morning I noticed, like out when I was out at the van, after I took the garbage out, I checked the van, and I did see a film of stuff on there. Yeah, could be a goldenrod or ragweed, and I think it might be a ragweed for the most part. So that's kind of what we've got happening. Anyway, the other one for Suwanosi-jima was not working. I just refreshed it to take a look and see if they're back on, but no shot there. So I'm going to put it back on Suwanosi, from Sakurajima. Let's go over to Taal, and of course, let's make sure that is working. Get myself on the right page. There we go. That is a Taal volcano inside of Taal Lake. This is in the Philippines. We do see it off-gassing. It is still early morning there, so we are seeing some of that nice color in the sky. Pretty awesome looking. And if we back up just even 15-16 minutes ago, looking for what's coming out of there, it looks like it's not quite as aggressive as it has been in the last day or so, but we'll see what happens if the levels are down. This was in the wee hours there, and of course the rest is pretty much in the dark, so we're not going to worry about it. Putting it back to live, that is what we're seeing right now. And of course, that is Taal volcano in the Philippines, and that is courtesy of Taal Meditation, and wonderful shot. So there we go. Next one on the list is Yellowstone National Park, and let me get on that one and make it move. And there we see some of the geysers still throwing out some wonderful steam, and some Sasquatches running around and things like that. Maybe the occasional humanoid as well on those trails. Haven't seen any buffalo for the last couple of days, but I haven't spent that much time looking. So that is what we've got going on there. And that should be okay for those guys. And let's get on to our next volcano we want to look at. And my nice picture from last night kind of got botched up a little bit from Hawaii because I had to reboot. So instead we had to suffer with this one from 2:06 a.m. And of course that is very difficult to see what is going on. But you do see the depth is still way down, and we do see these lighter spots. Of course, that is where the lava is draining from, and of course it's caused by, as the lava drains out, the gas bubbles bubble up to the surface and break that thin crust material that has developed on top of the lava pond. And of course down here at this end is where the lava is actually coming from the lava tube feeding in, and of course creates these wonderful patterns for us. I still have to get on that correct screen. There we go. I'm going to refresh that, and this is what we see right now. And again, a little bit on the smoky side, but we see it still feeding in here. We can still see the crusting over as the longer it takes, the more crust it develops. Not able to see too much drainage right there. We do see some open lava right there, and I'm not sure if that has got a drain hole underneath there as well. Toe area looks like the level is about the same as the lava pond, but we are not seeing too much difference in there because of that smoke, of course, being in the way. This shot again, 2:05 a.m. There you can see the lava pond. Primary vent is right about here. The little hornito would be right in here where the lava tube is feeding into that area. Refreshing that one, taking a look at what it looks like now. Not too much smoke in there for us to be able to point out a few things. Again, a primary vent. We don't see the hornito, well, kind of a little bit there, but lava tube pouring lava into the pond there. And then we see off on the edges, very high up on the side of the caldera, there's still quite a bit of smoke happening there, and we see some way up here as well, and over here. So possibly some new vents around the edges, heating things up. Maybe in the future we'll see what happens if it actually pops out of there, or some of this will break off and tumble back into the caldera. Anyway, that is Kilauea's this from that side. We're gonna take the next shot will be from this side over here. So going there again from 2 a.m. There's your primary vent over there, lava pond. Really not too much to see in this shot the way it is. Toe area right there. And let's refresh it, look at the picture now. And that is actually a lot better. We can see what's going on. And primary vent area, can't see the hornito, but that's okay. And the lava, of course, coming in from that end right there into the pond. And this side does look like it still has a bridge right there by the toe area. You can actually see the hole and the shadowing from the bridge work. And the lava monsters or lava workers did a fine job there. Anyway, the island here, Pig Island, definitely still protruding out quite a bit. And of course, that is the old lava that was floating on top for the longest time. And then, of course, now it had developed a much larger floating island of lava, which is pretty cool. Let's have a quick look at the thermal shots. Again, this one from 1:58 a.m. Primary vent in there. You can't see it very well. There's your little hornito with the lava tube in there, and of course that pours into the lava pond. There's your toe area, and visibility around the edge is very, very poor, so we can't really tell if there was anything happening on the other sides. Refreshing it, looking at the picture from now, 11:42 is the time in Hawaii right now, and looks a little brighter in the hornito here, but a little darker in the actual lava pond. So flow may be slowing down a bit, and also the toe area quite dark, telling us that is crusting over fairly well. Primary vent here, but not showing as much lava flow. And looking at the time, we do have time to go take a look at the earthquakes, or yeah, in that area. Actually, hang on, let's do one more shot here before we get into the earthquakes themselves. I wanted to look at the thermal of, I think, wow, actually we'll do this one here. Oh, got to get back to that screen. Okay, and that is the caldera of Mauna Loa. And this shot, of course, from, that's actually from yesterday at 14:31. So they did not update it on that camera. And when we hit that, hopefully they'll do an update soon. That is the map, if you guys want to take a look at that. That'll show you where all the sensors are and everything else, and some nice camera views. And of course they do have different cameras around the area, and you can look at them and see what's going on. So you're welcome to have a peek at that. And Hawaii map is the keyword for that. And let's get over and have a look at the earthquakes for Hawaii. And I need to get on the right screen for that. And screen has moved, so it's always difficult. And yeah, every time I reboot, it's a challenge to be able to locate things. Anyway, the Hawaiian island chain. And of course, we are looking at the big island. There's Oahu, Maui, and the big island of Hawaii right there. Taking a quick look, Pahala area, all of the quakes are usually between 26 and 37 kilometers down, so we won't mention the depths. And let's take a look at this one, yeah, except for this one is 38.9 kilometers down. 2.1 for that guy, and that happened at 16:35 yesterday. This guy was 1.8 from 21:56 yesterday. And let's grab these three here. This one 1.7 from 7:50 a.m. And then we have this one 2.0, 5:05 a.m. today. And another 2.0 from 3:31, sliding over a bit. And let's grab this guy out here, 1.8. Yesterday's from 21:56. Then we have a 2.0 from 2:54 a.m. And we have a 1.9, 11:29 today, so very recently. And then 2.5 from 12:24, sorry, dyslexia got me, and 1.9, and that is 25 minutes after midnight, and 2.3 from yesterday at 22:33. Let's climb up the hill and check what's happening up on Mauna Loa. Not quite as many as yesterday. We have a 2.0 here from 15:20. It is 2.4 kilometers above sea level, so well into the mountain. This is 1.1 kilometers below sea level, from 10:38. Did I put the time on there? Yeah, 15:20. And this one, 10:38, and 2.1 on that guy. 1.8 from 12:12, and that is 900 meters above sea level, or well into the mountain. And 2.5 from 22:33 yesterday, and that is 0.2 or 200 meters below sea level. This guy here, 1.7, and that was from yesterday as well at 23:36, and that is also well into the mountain at 2.5 kilometers up. And looking over here at the other ones, we don't see anything new in Mauna Kea, but we do have those covered in Mauna Loa. And now let's take a look at the Kilauea area. And we do have this guy here. We didn't look at him yet. 2.5, and that is 28.8 kilometers below sea level. 17:21 was the time on it from yesterday. And this guy is from today, 5:21 a.m., 1.7, 2.4 kilometers down, and some right on the edge of the caldera, 3 of them. 2.6, and that is from yesterday at 21:52, 2 kilometers down. And then we have this one, 2.6, 21:52, and that is 0.3 or 300 meters down below sea level underneath there, basically same time as the other one. And this one is right at sea level, 1920, and that is yesterday's for a 2.1. There's your wonderful crater, and that is Kilauea. They actually have a neat name for it, but a Hawaiian name. Not going to worry about that right now. Anyway, crater floor, from the crater floor to the top of the lava, roughly 144 meters, or about 470 feet, and it contains about 111 million cubic meters of lava / magma, or 29.2 billion gallons. And I'll leave it at that. I'm going to turn that back off, zoom back out, and I am going to take another break, you guys. We'll get back to the other wonderful earthquakes around the world, and then we'll hit our weather stuff. So stick around. We'll keep going, keep smiling, play nice in the lava. I'm going to throw it back over to the canned lava, of course, that we were seeing in our wonderful Iceland back from the 14th of August. So there we go, and let's get that music going. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't done so, and changed it for tonight. And yep, we should be able to watch it there, David. And David is going to show another SpaceX launch. Is it SpaceX that's going to go up? We'll have a look at that. Anyway, I'm going to take another break. You guys be good and play nice in that lava. And I'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. Don't go away. Thanks. And I've got the mic back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you are watching VolcanoX, a live stream. And Sharon Stewart says, I hear you, Dr. Fox. Thank you. And thanks, Kevin, for the welcome back, and Mars and Albert Girl and Sue, and do appreciate that. Anyway, we did say we're going to take a look at earthquakes, so I'm going to see, thanks Grandma B, going to stop our magic lava here and see if we can pause that, and there we go. Stopped it. Okay, I'm able to stop a volcano with a single click. He is back, a German accent. Und ja, you want me to speak with a German accent? Ja, Juliet. Ja, ich kann das machen. I can do that. Oh, it's hard to speak with a German accent. Oh boy, I trained myself not to have a German accent, so machen Sie das, yeah. We'll see what happens. Too much fun. Okay, back to the earthquakes, and I did have to train myself not to have that accent, and that was one of the things that I found as a child. You know, when you have an accent, a foreign accent, especially back when I was growing up, it was something that the other bullies in all the schools would pick on, and you know, that was just something I couldn't stand. I hated being called a Nazi and all kinds of other things back in the day, and it's one of those things. So I try to you know, keep that accent out and keep it as English as possible, North American English, that is. Sue says, Dr. Fox, a challenge for you to say hi in each language of the viewers. Wow, that is going to be pretty tough, considering I don't know where half of them are from. You have no German accent, Dr. Fox, only when you intimidate Schwarzenegger or imitate Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'll be back. Yeah. Yeah, okay. We'll try that. What do you mean? Okay. They're going to kill me. They're going to kill all of us. No. We speak American. Oh, too much fun. Okay, earthquakes. Anyway, looking at what we see here, I just want to kind of point out we do see a little bit of an uptick in activity all the way through in here in Oregon, Washington, and then down, of course, down the end of San Andreas Fault, getting all the way down into where it turns into the Imperial Fault. And we do have ones like this 5.6 from Mexico from a couple of days ago, or 4 or 5 days ago. Anyway, that is kind of what we're seeing. But that uptick is a good thing. Okay, that is telling us that one Fuca plate is continuing to slide underneath the North American plate, and you know, as long as we see these in here, the small ones, this is exactly what you want. The small ones for this area, and then of course the small ones along the San Andreas Fault. If we don't see those, if we stop seeing earthquakes here, fresh ones, that is the time to panic, especially if it goes on for over a week and you start to see nothing as far as you know, like what is up here as an example. Although this is slightly different up here, not as much push in on this end, but you know, from the Queen Charlotte's down, typically you want to see some small tremors, and that is telling us the plate is subducting properly. Anyway, going down the coast here a little bit, we do see this down here in Peru, 4.4 from yesterday, 2315, 44.3 kilometers down. Then also another 4.4 down in Chile, and 227 kilometers down for that guy from yesterday as well at 1827. And this one over in Argentina, 4.3. Yesterday's from 2230, 161 kilometers down. Looking down here on the Pacific Antarctic ridge, we are seeing this guy from 8:42 a.m. their time down there, 5.7 in magnitude. And there we have another one on the bottom end of New Zealand, 4.3, happened at 4:20 a.m., 82.2 kilometers down on the South Island. And that, of course, being very close to the fault line there as well. And Kermadec Ridge right here, 4.9, 30.5 kilometers down from 3:39 a.m. We don't see anything new happening up here in the Samoa or Tonga area. Fiji had a little guy, 4.5 from 14:45 this afternoon their time. Another one over here in the Indonesian area near, oh, what the heck is that near? I don't even know what that is. Southeast of Manhaya. Manhei, if I said it right, I don't know. But anyway, 10 kilometers down, 4.8 on that guy. 4.9 up a little further, the same area, not too far away. The rest seems to be fairly quiet. I don't see anything in Japan. I don't see anything up on the Kamchatka Peninsula. We do see a few out here in the Aleutian Islands, and I'm not sure if that is going to make any big difference here. 4.0 to a station, and that was from 12 minutes after midnight, 125.7 kilometers down. We also had another 4.7 there, 10 kilometers down, 12 minutes after midnight, and another one 23 seconds later, another 4.7. So that is the activity in that area. Not really anything super to worry about. This little guy is kind of brand new, and Chagos Archipelago. There we go. And of course, that is the division between the African plate and the Indian plate area here. And I don't know if that's going to mean that something is slipping along here. We'll see if we get any more pressure in this area in the future. And if this is happening, we may see some movement up against. We know the Indian plate is moving northward, right? And that is, of course, what created the Himalayas here, the Himalayan mountains, where our Mount Everest is and all that, K2, the big ones. And of course, when that moves upward, that also puts pressure on the Arabian plate, or microplate, if you want to call it that, and in turn pushes up against the other ones, the Anatolian plate and the Aegean plate there, as the Anatolian plate is being pushed kind of in a curved direction here against the Aegean plate. So that activity will always cause some problems for those good people. Anyway, Piggy included, and I did email Piggy and asked her if she did feel that other one. There was this one here that was 4.7. That was in Turkey 4 days ago, but there was also on the other map, if we go over to it real quick, and the other map shows a bunch of different little quakes as well, and that was this one here, 3.3, 127 kilometers down from yesterday at 9:59 a.m. So I don't know if Piggy felt that, but Koss is right there, so that is very possible. 3.3, not that big, but definitely worthy of something going on. I didn't refresh this, so that 17 minutes may be off a whole bunch, and we'll see if that is a little bit better. Oh, yeah, actually it did refresh, so it does say that there was this one in Greece, 5.1, and that happened just not too long ago. And I don't know if Piggy would have felt that guy, but that is a little bit bigger, a little more of a distance away though. So we'll see what happens. I should pull that down a bit. There we go. Although you can see what I'm pointing at. Anyway, let's leave that be, and we're going to go and refresh. No, didn't feel it. Okay, Piggy, no worries. And that's probably a good thing. Anyway, let's take a look at what is happening in La Palma. If we zoom out a little bit, I'm just curious about up top here. We do see a couple more little ones that are showing up here from today, 27 minutes after midnight, 3, and the other one is 2.5. Also, that was about 1852 was the time on that one. So those two up there definitely showing some activity between the African plate and the Eurasian plate there. Let's zoom in on La Palma and take a look at what we've got happening in that area. And of course the star is right there. That's our latest one. It's a 1.5 from 2119, and that was 4 kilometers down. That is just about right underneath where Cumbre Vieja is. So very interesting to see that. Anyway, the other ones we want to grab are this one right up on top of the ridge, and that of course 1.2, 7 kilometers down from 9:34 a.m. Then the next one was at 20:31. It was a 1.6, 5 kilometers down, same area, and just a little bit to the west. And of course the third one there. So we may see a fourth one or something happening in this path if we have a consistent path similar to this here. So kind of neat to see. But as far as anything being imminent there for another eruption, we don't think so. One of the things that I was made aware of just recently here was that there is still a lot of off-gassing happening, and some of the areas are considered to be out of bounds because of bad gas still lingering in those areas. So going in and rebuilding things is great in some of the areas, but getting closer to the volcano, there are areas that are still out of bounds for both tourists and scientists, with having like if you don't have gas detection with you, you can't go in, and it's one of those things. So be aware that if you are going to La Palma, don't go wandering around the volcano too much, and make sure that you abide by the restrictions they've placed there. And of course, where I got that information from was both from Professor Troll through his videos, as well as Bushcraft Bear with the videos he had. So that's something to really keep in mind and watch out for. Anyway, that's our earthquakes for today. So let's pop over through the volcano map. I'm going to refresh this one just in case there is some quakes that we see on there that we want to point at. Will at least be more accurate with it. Anyway, looking, we see Astra up here on the top right hand side. That is Iceland. And then Seo George, as well as his friend Terceira. There we go. Those are the two in the Azores, and then of course we get down to Michael volcano down the bottom here, and that is all good. These guys are all pretty much normal, not seeing too much. Sangay and Reventador are still in a red. Cerro Negro of that area is still a yellow. Perse still a yellow, and then of course Nevado del Ruz still erupting, and Fernandina out here in the Galapagos still a yellow, and let's see, Recon del La Vieja still orange. Messiah, of course, Messiah being hot and active, still a red, and then we have Talica, there we go, got it out, in Nicaragua, is still showing an orange. These guys over here, Pele and Soufriere, they could pop again, but I don't think there's anything happening out there in the near future. Fuego and his buddy there, Santiaguito. Some of the names, tough to say. And people want me to greet people in other languages. Boy, is that tough, eh? Popo Capi Pedal. If you're from Mexico, I can say hi to you. Hola, senor, or senora. Anyway, 5 hours ago down on the Antarctic Pacific Ridge, 5.7. We seen that 5.2 down there on the bottom end of. Boy, they had that's a bunch different from the other map. 5.2. I thought it was a 4 point something there. That's a new quake. A 5.2 in Greece. That happened at 16:02. I didn't see that either. What they call this one down here? 4.3, and the other map is calling it a 5.2. That really kind of makes me wonder. This map, 5.2 on theirs, makes me wonder what's going on. Anyway, we do know that Taupo is still yellow. White Isle Volcano did change to an orange a few days back. Tofua still a yellow, and Home Reef Volcano is still considered active. I haven't heard of any more new land. So once we see more new land, we'll definitely put it up for sale as soon as possible. Pretty much everything in Papua New Guinea still normal. Luolatok doing its thing. Raung and Samaru, Marapi, and Krakatau still doing the same as what they were before. Ibu and Dakono still working hard and making life miserable for those people. And then I guess, if you're living in the area, you get used to a volcano, right? It's like the train going by. If you live by the train tracks, you after a while you never even notice the trains are going by. Anyway, there is Taal. It of course is back to an orange level, and hopefully it'll subside again. We won't see it go to red first. Suwanosejima, the one we couldn't see anymore, is still a red, and then Sakurajima definitely still there as well. Nishinoshima in Japan, on one of the islands, of course, it is still going off as well, and sliding up a little bit more. Ibiko is still active. Alade is there, and there's Karimsky, Bezimiani, and Chevalesh as well. So that is kind of what we're seeing in that area, sliding over a little bit. Piton de la Formes Volcano, La Réunion is still there, and I like that French accent. I could almost do that, but je ne peux parler français. Je ne peux parler français. Okay, never mind. I don't speak French. Anyway, Old Doño is still there, and the two here in Nicaragua. There is two there, by the way, not just one. There you go. And they are still doing their thing. So when we see the heavier SO2 coming out, that is both of them working together, as well as the coking fields. Coke, of course, being the coal that's used for smelting steel and stuff like that, is coming from that area as well. Urta Ale still there as a red, doing its thing, and then we slide up a little bit more, and we see our Etna, Volcano, Stromboli, and of course Campi, and I'm still not sure why they don't list Vesuvius on there, which is right over here. So Vesuvius very close to Campi, and I don't know, maybe it's just too quiet from that area. Anyway, that is our volcanoes around the world. I do see it is just about time to go actually take another break. So what I'm going to do is I will take a bit of a break. I did refill the squirrel stuff, and the squirrel has not been back, but I did see a cat out in the bunny area, and I shooed it away, and hopefully I went shoo. I didn't no, never mind, shoo. Okay, anyway, we'll take a look at our worldwide weather, SO2 and weather, after the break, and I do need to rest my voice, otherwise I'll blow it out. So If you can hang on, stick around, keep smiling, be good. I'm going to put you back onto our wonderful lava flow from back on the 14th of August, and our good-looking Siggy Fisher there. And hey, Robert and Shandell made it in. Good to see you. Shoo, yeah. Well, yeah. If you put a T behind it, though, you'll probably get closer to what I was doing. And just so you guys know, when I say I shoot at an animal, I don't actually aim for the animal. I scare it away. Okay, I'm an animal lover. I don't want to hurt any of the animals, and that's what the deal with the airsoft is. You want to scare them. Okay, just scare them away, and God forbid you don't want to hit them. Anyway, we'll do our thing, and we'll see what we can do with our weather after that. And keep smiling, everyone. Be good, be nice, be kind. Be kind to your animals, especially your squirrels when they come and clean out the food stock. It's always pretty interesting to see. And on that note, I'll be back. Don't go away. Hit that like button if you haven't done it yet. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do consider doing that. So don't be shy. Shoo. Yeah, shoo. It's all good. Some people, well, that's where the shoe came from, is people used to take their shoes and throw them at them. And that's where that expression actually came from, shoo. You'd throw both your shoes. I don't have any shoes on, so I can't throw my shoes. I'll be back, you guys. Keep smiling. Okay, I've got the microphone back on. I'm not going to play the other song. We want to. Oh, hang on. We'll turn that off. Okay, there we go. We're going to just get back at it here because we want to get things going a little bit, and I think a lot of people are getting ready to do their rest of their things that they have going on a wonderful Saturday. So thank you for the welcome backs from Sue and Gura and of course Mars 2028. And welcome Frank McLeod, glad to have you on board. And we are switching over to our weather screen, and there we go. Going to keep it fairly simple today. We see very cold, minus 37 up here in Greenland. They're getting more snow up there. Canada is looking not bad. Well, out in the west anyway, British Columbia is fairly warm. Alberta doing very nice today. Most of Saskatchewan as well. And just the very bottom end of Manitoba keeping some warmth. Looking at northern Manitoba, and John Raper says, I can hear you, thanks for not bad. Good that you can. Anyway, we see everything up here in the north with that low twirling around. Ontario being cold for the most part. Even down to the very southern tips here, still quite cold. 8 degrees, 9 degrees in Toronto, and looking at Montreal is about 7 or 8 degrees. Frosty advisory in Nova Scotia, 2 degrees Celsius tonight, and it does look like it's a little bit on the cold side there right now. So I wouldn't doubt that temperature would go down a little bit. We see over here at the tip though that it is still fairly warm. So right along the edges, possibly still a little bit of warmth, but yep, frost could be happening there as well as New Brunswick, and not so sure about Newfoundland here, but definitely Labrador and that area. So looking at the western portions of the U.S., actually most of the U.S. having some fantastic temperatures till you get out to the eastern portions, and of course looking along what we're seeing here, that would be the Appalachians mountains there, and then going up into Pennsylvania, New York, and those areas, Maine and New Hampshire, they're looking pretty cool. But Death Valley would be coming in about 35, 36 degrees Celsius. Beautiful weather in California, back to summertime stuff is what we're seeing there, with the exceptions of the higher elevations. There we go, Death Valley, 39 degrees, and that is pretty awesome. And we do see some of those very warm temperatures in there. Down all the way into Mexicali, we see 35, 36. Los Angeles coming in at 25, 26. Sacramento seems to be a very warm place at 33 degrees. And looks like about 2/3 of Arizona is pretty hot, the normal areas. And we do see about 30, 31 degrees in our wonderful Arizona there. Looks like higher elevations in New Mexico, a little cooler. Texas looking at some very 30 plus temperatures again in the lower portions, but up here where this high is, and Armadillo still very cold at about 11 degrees. A little bit warmer in Lubbock, but not so bad. Oklahoma City, 19, Tulsa 21, 22, so gives you a pretty good idea. Dallas coming in at about 23 degrees, but once we get down to Houston, 29, 30 degrees, and then all the way along the coast, for the most part, not bad. Getting over here into Georgia, still showing some good heat until you get up to about Atlanta, and again there's up the higher elevations, and that area a little bit cooler. Getting out in Florida, we see anywhere from 27 down to about 23 degrees, not that bad. South Carolina showing, you know, warmer than seasonal, I guess. North Carolina a little bit cooler, home of our wonderful Grandma B, showing about 14 degrees, 15 degrees Celsius. And then, like I said, as we go up the coast, we see it gets a lot colder. 12 in New York, Boston coming in about 11 degrees, and that's what we've got there. Mexico, higher elevations are cool. The Baja area looking very warm. Here's that other storm, Julia, the one that's been very, very slow coming across here, and it looks like it is going to get into Nicaragua and that area, so causing some problems for our Central America there for the most part. Cancun coming in at 28 again, which is really nice. Looking at the Amazon areas, they are starting to build some heat back up, which is really awesome. 31, 32, 33, depending on where you are in the western portions of Brazil, going all the way down into Paraguay, and that is pretty nice. Then we have this low as doing a number on the bottom end, though Buenos Aires only coming in about 11, 12 degrees, and most of Paraguay and Uruguay would be feeling that. As soon as you cross the border, though, into Brazil, starts to warm up. You can see that ridge line right there, fighting against the cold, sliding over to New Zealand really quickly. That high still drawing down that warmer air, but we see this low has created a big ridge there. So the western side is rainy and wet, and a lower temperature. Eastern side of the South Island, very warmish. Well, not very warm, warmer. Okay. And going up on the peninsula, we do see about 17 at the very tip, and dropping down in various places, 14, 15, that kind of thing. And higher elevations again, a little bit cooler. Tasmania not looking so good today, ranging from about 4 to about 8 degrees, 9, 10 degrees in the warmest spots. Melbourne, I feel sorry for our good friend Leo, and we see the bottom end of Australia a little bit on the cold side. Sydney coming in at 12. Brisbane, home of Oz, coming in at about 21, 22 degrees, not so bad. Perth on the other side here, also a little bit on the cool side, and that is 13, 14 degrees. A northern portion still holding some temperature. I'm sure that'll warm back up. Looking at the rest of the Philippine, Indonesian, Malaysian areas, not bad. We do have this Balita storm out here in the ocean, and that is not doing anybody any favors. Taking a quick look at Bangkok, and Bangkok coming in at a 23, 24 degrees. I hope that map is wrong. Sue, tell me it's wrong. And we're waiting. 26 degrees. That's still cold for them. They are probably looking for warmer clothing. Oh, hang on. A clothing period? Anyway, give it a few days. It'll warm back up there. Manila coming in at about 26 degrees right now, so pretty normal there in the Philippines. But as soon as you get up to Japan, we see very cold temps for the most part. Same thing with here in Korea, South Korea, and North Seoul. Seoul is frozen at 12 degrees Celsius. Top end of Japan, 7 degrees kind of thing. Kamchatka Peninsula, yeah, below freezing in the higher elevations. We'll leave that be. And we see what's going on here. Indian Ocean, of course, we see that storm down there. There's another low here, probably creating more of a storm as well. And down on the bottom end, we know South Africa gets the cooler temperatures on the bottom, and that's what we've got going on there. And looking at Madagascar, again, cold on the one side, warm on the other, and on the western side is always seems to be warmer. And sliding up a little bit, looking at the Sahara Desert, looks like this area is being infiltrated with a cold air, and boy, they must be freezing at that 20, 21 degrees Celsius. I wish, eh? Anyway, Saudi Arabia is still showing some heat, but it is definitely getting cooler, same as Oman and Yemen here. And still seeing reasonable temperatures in Iraq. Iran, though, still just along the borders is okay, and in the low valleys, but the rest is starting to get a little bit on the colder side. Zooming into Turkey, and of course there is Turkey, and there's of course the island of Kos, where Piggy is seeing about 21 degrees, and we'll take a look real quick to see what that temperature is for Piggy. And Gura, you have a good night if you're leaving. Take care, and thank you very kindly for your wonderful super chats, and do appreciate that. So take care, and we'll see you. 21 degrees there for Piggy and the island of Kos, and possibly about the same around the edges here of Sicily, and a little cooler in the interior. Of course, these are nighttime temperatures, you guys. So that's what we're seeing. Same thing goes for Italy. The coastal areas a little bit warmer, higher elevations and interiors a little bit on the colder side. Rome about 18, 19 degrees, and here in Naples about 19 as well. Going up, Milano coming in about 17, 18 degrees as in the temperature up here in the Italian Alps, or going up further in the Alps in general. It's pretty cool. New Monkland, right there, is showing some reasonable temperatures around the edges as well. A little bit cooler in the highlands, and that is not bad for no, what the heck is that place? Sardinia. I had to think about what fish that was. Anyway, there we go. Looking at Spain and Portugal. Portugal and Spain, well, 2/3 of Spain anyway, looking pretty good up on the higher elevations here. A little bit on the colder side. France starting to cool off quite a bit, 6, 7, 8 degrees depending on where you are. And then going up into Germany, Munich coming in at about 9, 10 degrees. Frankfurt being about 6 degrees right now. Cologne about 7. Berlin about 8. Hamburg about 9. Very interesting. And Luxembourg showing about 4 or 5 degrees in Luxembourg. Looking pretty cold in Belgium. And Amsterdam coming in at about 8 degrees, and then looking at the coastal temperatures, not bad, but 6, 7, 8 degrees for the most part in most of Holland. And looking at what we're seeing here, England coming in about the same thing as what Holland was all the way through. Coastal areas a little bit warmer because of the warm air being blown up, still there. Slightly warmer up in our good old Monkland, Irish Monkland, right there, and that is wonderful to see. Then he's got about 8 or 9 degrees Celsius, and I'm sure he won't get cold. He's got goats and sheep. Oh, I'm such a nice guy. Anyway, Scotland looking a little bit cooler as well. Denmark, 8, 9, 10 degrees depending on where you are, and going up into Sweden. They are definitely a lot cooler today. 7 degrees in Stockholm, and Going up a little bit more, we see up on the top, very cool, 1, 2, 3 degrees depending on where you are. Same thing goes for Finland and most of Norway. Oslo only coming in at about 5 or 6 degrees. And let's pop over to Iceland real quick. Seeing that low is helping bringing that cold air in, and they are not doing so well. 5, 4, 3, depending on where we're pointing. And Reykjavik coming in at about 5 or 6 degrees Celsius right now. And we see that warmer air kind of pushing in on the bottom end here. So hopefully they'll see a little bit of warming, but we know what happens when you get that cold air and the warm air mixing, and that creates rain. And that is kind of what we've got going on there. So let's pop over to precipitation, and we'll go do this fairly quick here. And we see up here in Alaska, they are getting nailed pretty good, and the panhandle of Alaska as well. Got some storms, and that is bleeding into British Columbia. We don't see anything in the western provinces all the way across. A little bit here in Manitoba, but that cold air where that high is sitting is kind of keeping that out a little bit. And here we see in the Quebec, definitely a lot of frosty snowflakes happening. And of course, looking at what we see there, Nova Scotia, not bad. No rain forecast there, except for on the tips, I guess. And looking also at New Brunswick, not bad. We do have that system though, so Newfoundland getting hit, and Newfoundland, Labrador up on the top here also are getting a bunch of rain, and that's what we've got going on there. Looking at most of the U.S., not bad as far as weather is concerned. And we do see a little bit of rain down here in the bottom of California, and then some storms down near Tucson, down in the Arizona area, and then of course just a little bit on the northern side. Not huge organized storms, small stuff. And then again, same thing for New Mexico, top end of Texas, and into Oklahoma as well. A few little isolated ones in other areas. Down on the tip of our wonderful Florida, we do see a few storms going in there, and it looks like most of that is being drawn down. And this Julia actually looking pretty mean and nasty. And hopefully she's not going to cause too much damage for those good people. And I hope if it dies out right there, and then sliding down a little bit more, South America, not bad in the rainforest. Not raining right now in most places. We do see that the low down here circulating this way, and Buenos Aires probably getting some rain. Uruguay has got some rain around the edges, and the bottom end of Brazil getting some of that. And of course the Chilean areas and the islands and stuff, they've got a lot of rain happening as well. Looking quickly at New Zealand, west side has got some rain. East side was fairly dry and stuff like that. We do see a little bit up here on the peninsula, not bad on the North Island as well. And then this system out here, kind of mean and stormy looking thing. Sydney probably raining right now, nothing in Tasmania, tiny bit in Melbourne, and it looks like maybe Oz is getting some showers as well. Hopefully nothing too serious. That big high sitting there will keep things drier there, we hope. Perth not seeing any rain. Up on the top we don't see too much either. Looking at our everything over from Papua New Guinea and all the way into our Malaysian areas here, they still have storms everywhere, so that is pretty normal for them. Bangkok looking like it's got some rain happening there. we see this low out here in the Philippine Sea, and I wonder if that is going to turn around and cause a storm happening in that area. Looking here, nasty looking system here in the Yellow Sea. That low is creating some problems. And then East China Sea right there, also having some stuff. So Korea getting some bad rain. And going up into Japan, we don't see too much happening there. And Kamchatka Peninsula, snow, and that's what we see. And this low churning away, so that's what we've got over there. Looking at our area here, Indian Ocean, we see this Balita. I don't know, that doesn't look good. Hopefully that storm will dissipate. And of course, different systems in India and those places. And we see our Congo area and stuff, and the rainforests in Africa are getting wet as usual. The southern portions look pretty dry, and then of course the Sahara Desert is pretty dry. They are getting a little bit of rain up in the northern areas, but that is pretty normal. Looking to see what is happening in Piggy's area and for Greece, no rain in sight, unfortunately, and that is not good. We do see some here in Turkey, and hopefully some of that will finally move over. It's going to take a while before the climate changes. Looks dry in New Monkland, and we do have a storm out here though. A little bit of rain in Spain, but nothing really major. And looking here at the Alps, they definitely have some weather there. France, Germany, and Belgium, Holland, Luxembourg, they're all pretty dry right now. Same thing goes for going up into Denmark, and then of course most of England, Wales, Ireland, looking pretty dry. It's not till you get up to Scotland here where you see a little bit of rain, but for the most part dry. And I'm sure that won't stay dry for long. Looking at this big shear line in here, and that will probably push over with that low pushing it, will end up going in this way and causing some more storms. Up in the northern portions here, though, you see all the way along the Norwegian areas, definitely some pretty heavy-duty stuff going on there as far as storms. Not as bad in Sweden or, I'll get it, Finland. There we go. And I had to think of, where am I? I know where I am. Edmonton. All funny. Okay, never mind. Bad humor. So that is kind of what we're seeing there. SO2, I think we looked at that. Well, no, we didn't. We do see this pluming out. It's not bad. But for in general, it's really nothing major going on. We don't see anything else popping out. A little bit more stuff here in the rainforest of Brazil, and I'm wondering if they've got some forest fires going on there. Nothing really new here either in New Zealand, and those areas are pretty much the same, and we are still seeing that cloud hanging in there. And that was originally from China and those other areas. I think it was a combined effort. I shouldn't just blame China. It was a combined effort between all of them. Not going to worry so much about the rest of that. But let's get over and just have a look at our temperatures. Again, we're going to dig out the very cold temperature of the day. And we'll see what we can find down in the Antarctic, and see if we can even find something that is below -60. And wow, it's looking pretty warm, if you like -50 something. Let me see. Oh, I got -60 there, and I wonder if there's anything colder. So -60, and okay, Well, that's all I see. And coldest temp I found was minus 61, says Sue Hayes. Wow, Sue, you are doing a wonderful job at finding those cold places. And I am at minus 60. Yeah, still, it is one of those things. Please make sure that you bundle up your wonderful penguins before you send them out to go play in the snowbanks. Although summer is coming for them, so remember that it'll be nice. Pretty soon you can send them out with only one parka on rather than three, and that's why they walk funny, you guys, because they're all bundled up all the time. Anyway, on that friendly note, I think it is time to wrap things up. So thanks everyone for being here today. We really do appreciate it. And we'll get you back to our wonderful lava and do our things here. So be good, be kind, take care of everyone. And the biggest thing that I always ask, well, hang on, let me go through the other stuff here first before I say that. Thank you, Grandma B, for the super chat, as well as Anna and Gura, and those are wonderful super chats. And then Sharon Stewart and Kevin Haynes for gifting those memberships. You guys are all awesome, so I appreciate all of that. Also appreciate every one of the members in here, and also appreciate every one who partakes in the stream. Everybody's welcome here in the Lava family, and we do appreciate having you guys here. And on those friendly notes, also a big thank you to our wonderful moderators, Arizona Snowman, Piggy, and Piggy is doing a tremendous job with supplying those extra fun carvings of the pumpkins and that kind of stuff, as well as the bacon seeds, and that is absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Piggy. We really do appreciate that. And also thanks to C&D Boy and Lucas and Gary and Joseph when they're around as well. On that note, it is time for me to wrap things up. The squirrel has not come back to eat anymore. I seen him out in the tree. I did talk to him. He said he is so full he can barely climb the tree. So he's eaten too much. And I hope he's okay. Anyway, for those people leaving, if you have not yet hit that like button, please help us out and give it a quick shot. That would really, really be awesome. And on that friendly note, I'm going to do what I do best and say, please, please make sure that you tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We'll see everyone on tomorrow's stream. So take care, be good, and be kind. We'll see you all. Oink, oink.
17,500 miles per hour to get into orbit. So our velocity is going to keep ticking up. You can see that on the left-hand side of your screen to take these satellites to their ultimate orbital destination. Coming up, we've got 3 events in quick succession. First of those will be MECO, that's main engine cutoff. This is where we shut down all 9 of the Merlin 1D engines on the first stage. Following that, we'll have stage separation. The first and second stages will separate, and then we'll have second engine start number 1, SES1. That's where we'll ignite the Merlin vacuum engine of conscious creation. Again, 3 events happening back to back. MECO, stage separation, SES1. Those will happen about 20 seconds from now. Great shots from the ground. You can see as the atmosphere is getting less dense, the plume expanding behind the rocket. MECO. Stage separation confirmed. There we go, those 3 events back to back. So with that, the first stage will start making its way back to planet Earth for recovery. Our second stage has a pretty long burn to go. Next major milestone here will be coming up at about T plus 3.5 minutes. That'll be fairing deployment. And both of these fairings, that's a great shot. You can see the first stage, I believe on the right, and the second stage on the left. Periodic bursts you're seeing there from the first stage attitude control system, helping reorient and get the heat shields down. Let's also get to see fairings. Yep, you can see it. Left-hand side of your screen, those 2 white blobs coming off of the second stage are fairings. These fairings have fallen up 5 times each. We will be attempting to retrieve them today and use them on a future mission. Next major milestone is just under 2 minutes from now. That'll be the first stage's entry burn. And that will ignite 3 of the Merlin 1D engines, starting with the center engine, and 2 of the radial engines. And that's amazing. That's a great view. You can see we just launched at the perfect time here. So we're catching sunlight off of the top of the Earth's atmosphere. It's reflecting off of the plume of the rocket. I love to call this the space jellyfish or the space octopus. But at the altitude that the rocket is at, the sun hasn't quite set yet, so we're just seeing the plume of the sunlight reflecting. Fantastic. As I was saying, entry burn coming up for the first stage, left-hand side of your screen. That burn helps slow down the first stage for recovery as we start hitting the big parts of the Earth's atmosphere.
That's Jupiter.
During that entry, we're decelerating, firing the Merlin engines, but the flow of the rocket is coming back from the vehicle. And so that ends up leaving that nice soot deposit that we see on the surface of Falcon 9s when we get them back on recovery. You're seeing some white gas burst on the left-hand side of your screen. That's from the attitude control system. We carry nitrogen gas on the first stage. Since you don't have an atmosphere to push it up in space, we have to produce some thrust to reorient the vehicle. That comes from those nitrogen gas thrusters.
Alright.
We're continuing to look nominal. Stage 1 FTS successful shutdown of the afterburn. So with that, the first stage is going to do a little bit of reorienting, make sure its heat shield is pointed down. And as we start getting into the deeper parts of the Earth's atmosphere, those grid fins start to become extraordinarily effective. And the whole reason for doing this is because we want to reuse this booster. Reusability is the key to lowering the cost of spaceflight. That enables us to make more investments in critical scientific research. As I mentioned earlier, the first stage that's supporting today's mission is making this burn for the 14th time, having done it for GPS-3 Space Vehicle 3, DrFox2000, Transporter 2, and 10 Starlink missions. That call for Stage 2 terminal guide